Doug Ford is one of 5 Canadian premiers in Boston today at the invitation of the governors of some of the northeastern states. They are looking for allies in tackling U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Our senior reporter, Mike Crawley, is in Boston. So, Mike, what do the premiers and governors hope to accomplish there today?
Well, Dwight, I'm here inside the Massachusetts State House, the state legislature's stunning building. I'm under the golden dome that's at the top of this legislature building. Doug Ford is here with the 4 Atlantic premiers, as well as the governors of the New England states and New York State. They're having a series of meetings today. Right now, Doug Ford is actually having a one-on-one meeting with the governor of New York State, Kathy Hochul. And the goal here is to talk about tariffs, the impact that tariffs is having, both on the economies of the states and of the provinces, and as well to try to forge some alliances to basically figure out ways that the states and the provinces can cooperate to deal with the fallout from the tariffs, and also to try to up that pressure a little bit on President Donald Trump to back off on the tariffs. We actually just bumped into Premier Ford on his way to that meeting with the governor of New York State. Here's what he had to say.
And really, the number one topic is going to be tariffs. And I've always said we're stronger together. I'm going to be really pushing the AMCAN fortress and just saying we're the 2 greatest countries in the world. We'll be the strongest, wealthiest, most prosperous 2 countries. And I brought a plan of the AMCAN fortress that I'll be distributing around.
Now, in advance of the meeting, we also heard from the premiers of Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. The Newfoundland and Labrador premier is also here. And if there's a common theme from what they were all saying is it's important for them to build relationships with these U.S. governors, to find common ground, because the economies are being affected on both sides of the border, and they really need to work on some ways of cooperating in dealing with that. Dwight?
Mike, how significant is it that the U.S. governors called this meeting asking our premiers to attend?
Yeah, so the governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey, she called the meeting. It was basically a letter signed by several of these governors here in the U.S. They're feeling the impact themselves in their states, and they're hearing it from their constituents. They're hearing it from businesses, and so yeah, it was kind of interesting that they were the ones that initiated this meeting, asked the premiers to come here, travel to Boston to have this discussion. Ahead of the meeting, Rosemary Barton spoke with the governor of Maine, Janet Mills, and asked her a bit about the impact that tariffs and the lack of Canadian tourists crossing the border is having in her state.
This is a large tax heist, and we in Maine and elsewhere feel the taxes that are being imposed on our goods, on our consumer activity, and that is money going into the federal budget. So it's just a tax, plain and simple. Yeah. This is an administration that supposedly opposes increasing taxes, but that's all this is.
Now, the governor of Maine is, like most of the governors that are here, a Democrat. In fact, there's only going to be one Republican governor attending this meeting. That's the governor of Vermont. And so, given the partisanship that exists here in the U.S., that's got to be one of the factors that's at play in terms of the ability of these particular governors to have any influence with the White House. But still, the Canadian premiers are saying that the governors can try to pass on to the White House through their folks who are in business, in particular, about the negative impact of tariffs and this trade war is having here in the U.S. Right?
Our senior reporter, Mike Crawley in Boston. Thanks, Mike.